man. Like, and it wasn't even the yoga. It was like mobility, but like being in the warrior one position, being in this position, being in this floaty crow pose. And my crow pose is more like a toad high on weed. Like, I'm just on the floor kind of going, what? Like, you expect my arms to do this? Like, no, my shoulder's about to dislocate itself. Hypermobility. Great. And I just kept on going. And like having that challenge, if that challenge wasn't there and set things to do every day and I diarized it and did everything, I definitely would have not persevered. And the funny thing is, and I know this and everyone knows this, we all know this, you persevere with something, you eventually get better. And I did. Like my warrior transitions got better and my sun salutations actually kind of started sticking. And, various other movements. I am never going to remember the Hindi words for yoga positions. They're too, I'm Kenyan. English isn't my first language, but it's my only language. And now you're asking me to like memorize or understand things that have like 6, 7 syllables. No, it's not happening. I'm sorry. Maybe at some point, but right now just give me the English versions because that's all I can deal with. Or give me the Swahili versions, right? I can deal with that. That's why this episode is called Weaksauce and Due Diligence, because I know myself and I know a lot of other people can relate to this. We give up well in advance of when we should give up on a lot of things. That's assuming that we've actually verified and made sure that what we're about to do or what we're doing actually makes sense for us as a human. So if we kind of go through that, it's like, yes, this is a thing that I need to do, or this is a thing that I want to do. If you need to do it, you need to make sure that need is a positive need that propels you forward rather than a negative need that's yanking on your neck. Because those ones that yank on your neck are really tough. If they're genuine yanking on the neck, if they're yanking on your neck because you kind of don't want to do it because you're afraid of failure, that's a little bit different. Like, you know, you have to do it, but ultimately there's a good for it rather than, you know, you have to do it. And ultimately, if you didn't do it, it's fine. If you don't need to do something, then don't do it, obviously. But I digress. So we have a lot of these situations where, we quit before we even have given something a chance. And I think it's important to really step into that and really ask yourself, like, how much time have I given this thing that I'm doing, whatever it is? How much time do I want to give it before I can actually happily say I'm done? That's really, really important, because if you don't park stuff mentally, it's just going to take space in your head. And before you know it, you've just got all this bullshit in your head and nothing to do with it. It's just like, oh, I should have done that. I should have done that. I should have done that. And get rid of those things that you should have done and do them now, tomorrow, a week later, or whatever. And then it's done. All right. If something should be done, but it can't be done and it won't be done, then get rid of it. Just get rid of it. Stop hoarding. Stop mentally hoarding stuff. Like, hoarding in your brain is way worse than hoarding at home. Don't look at my living room. It's like literally doing it in your head is way worse than doing it at home. What's going on in the conversation sections? Corolla, yeah. Like, I'm the same. My body remembers movements. And if someone says, you know, whatever kind of things, I have no idea what's going on. So Corolla is Swedish. So similar kind of situation where with yoga, you get all these like, I can't even say that. Mukha Svasana. Svavasana. So Mukha Svavasana, right? I might get it, but then like that's going to take up some brain space. And I'm like, do I need it? Or whatever that movement is. If someone does the movement and I'm like, okay, cool, I can do it. Or if it's a sequence and you remember the sequence like choreography for dances, then that's what happens, right? So with this one, I don't want to do an hour today. I think, you know, kind of a sub 45-minute episode is nice. And this wasn't a huge advert for Budokon. This is me just kind of embracing new spaces and encouraging you to do the same when it comes to something that you've been wanting to do for a long time and you're still not doing it. If you're right now sitting and thinking of something that you wanted to do for ages, but you've not done it, you need to ask yourself why, because you're not getting any younger. If you are, please send me a message about what you're doing. If it involves dead babies, I don't want to know. But if you are, I don't know, sucking on the teat of the fountain of youth, then, let's not make this weird. I'm making it weird. I need to stop. Anyway, you're going to die. We're all going to die. Okay. And we need to embrace this in a positive manner, right? Having a finite existence is great because it gives a sense of urgency to things that you need to do. Yes, you need to have a job. Yes, you need to pay your bills. Yes, you need to look after your partner. Yes, you need to look after the children. You need to look after yourself, because if you don't look after yourself, then everything else is a freaking misery. And no one wants that. Really, no one wants that. I don't want that. You don't want that. No one else wants that. The last year has been absolutely trash, but it should be kind of like kicking you up the butt to remind you what you should be getting up to. If you want to just go on a long walk, train yourself up first, because long hikes actually take, you'll take a battering. But like, if you want to go and do a walk somewhere, train yourself up to do that. If you want to go and visit places, figure out how you're going to do that once things kind of ease up a little bit. If you want to improve on your mobility and your stretching, find a program that does that. Find something that can hold you accountable for 30 days. I love Yoga with Adrienne, is a free thing on YouTube, her channel. She has 30-day everythings. I got sucked into it in the month of February because it's 28 days and I like 28-day challenges for myself. And one of hers was was Revolution Yoga. And I got attracted to that because it had a picture of the sun just coming up over the horizon of the planet Earth. And I love sci-fi. I love science. I love space. And I'm like, yep, I'll do that. I don't know what's in that, but the picture is cool and it's called Revolution and it looks really sci-fi. I'm down. Find something that works for you. Stop giving yourself excuses not to do things. Stop excusing yourself from your own freaking life because no one else is living it for you. You don't get a second shot at this, right? So go do the thing and figure out a way to make it happen. Okay. So with that, I think that's a good place to, kind of bring a close to all of this after going on my little soapbox for a minute. I hope you enjoyed this episode. As usual, if you want to have a chat with me, I'm on Facebook as Shigamus. I'm on Instagram as well, and Twitter. Instagram and Twitter, I'm Shig. I'm everywhere else. Just come and find me. Let's have a chat, because I like talking about things, especially when it comes to things from this episode. So, this is a live stream that happened on a Tuesday. If you're listening to this, it's obviously come out as a normal episode on Thursday. And yeah, until next time, look after yourself. That's it.